Veridian really fundamentally is about solutions for climate crisis.
Yeah, Veridian is how things should be developed and built. And when I say things, I mean neighborhoods and communities.
For us, it's an opportunity to show that there is a better way to build, there's more of a sustainable way to build, and we need to prove it. Rather than asking other people to do it, we're doing it.
Union came to the Veridian project very early on. Thrive's got in touch with us before they decided to respond to the RFP. We went out to Ann Arbor. There was a design charrette.
We were part of a pretty awesome team. That initial charrette had everybody working together and coming up with schemes, coming up with ideas.
Thrive has done a great job at bringing in a diverse team of professionals and putting them all at the table early and getting us together a lot. And Union has been very involved in making sure that all of those different players at the table are all working towards a unified vision.
It's been wonderful and really challenging to work with them because their standards are so high and ours are too. And oftentimes the vision just won't compromise with the cost of it. And we find a way, but you really have to hold that vision hard. Somebody's got to be championing that vision and saying we are not compromising on that. And so the client team has been amazing at that.
The site was kind of interesting because it was scraped pretty clean. There were a handful of existing trees out there. And so we worked really hard to save those trees and work around them. So a lot of the sustainability goals that were in mind, they wanted to be really creative with figuring out what spaces could host community gardens, figuring out which spaces might have fruit trees. They have an ambitious goal of having 30% of the open space area is actually producing food. And so how to integrate that became an important thing to think about.
This neighborhood is nature. It's not just something that is connected to nature. Everything from the lighting to the sound design outside, to the colors of the buildings, to the shading, to the windows, really incorporating how humans interact with the natural world. But we don't look at nature as just an amenity. We look at something that is interconnected, and that nature comes in and becomes part of this. So our native landscaping, our bioswales, where we celebrate rainwater instead of looking at it as some sort of apocalyptic stormwater feature that needs to be managed. We get beautiful flowers, we get bioswales, we get butterflies.
Reducing our carbon footprint is paramount here on the project, both in the embodied carbon in our construction materials and also the net zero operational carbon impact that we're developing. Unlike many other residential development projects, we're looking to quantify our impact, take those metrics and take big leaps to limit that, creating a healthier community.
We didn't have an unlimited budget for materials, so figuring out an architecture that worked with healthy, low-carbon materials and also worked across these different sizes of buildings and types of architecture was really a big part of the design exercise.
One of the greatest challenges for Veridian from the beginning was really inspiring everybody to know what was truly possible, that solar energy, geothermal, mixed income communities can exist and is all possible right now.
Financing was a challenge. Finding a lender that would recognize the value and underwrite the value of sustainability was challenging. Most lenders work off comps, and that's normal and that's fine, but we were doing something different.
One of the surprising things has been the receptivity of the community and the local government. And when I say this, that a project like this is a collaboration, it absolutely is. And most communities, I'm sad to say, don't have the vision to partner and allow something like this to move forward. And in Ann Arbor, I think we're real partners in making this vision happen. A project of this scale requires the community as a partner.
Veridian didn't really have a target audience, say, who are you trying to build this for? By incorporating all of these different price points, by working with Avalon Housing on affordable housing to this truly mixed income prices from $200,000 all the way up to over $1 million, that really was able to attract people from every single walk of life. Rather than having this economically segregated neighborhood, we've got a neighborhood with really much deeper diversity than in the general community.
My husband and I always wanted to live net zero. We talk a lot about how to live right for accommodating climate change. We ultimately saw this as a way to practice what we preach and decided to move to Veridian and give our daughter the lifestyle we dreamed about. We're really excited to downsize and live in the right size home for us.
I think the most exciting part of this project is the fact that it is not just about this project. It's not just about these homes in Ann Arbor. It's really about shifting the paradigm and thinking about how this can serve as a model for other neighborhoods around the country and around the world.
Veridian is an example of what happens when there's a really strong and crystal clear vision for what the project could be. And all the credit to that has to go to the client team led by Matt Grocroft. They have been relentless in this vision of this as a demonstration neighborhood, a demonstration of everything that you can do in planning places, from walkability and creating community to energy efficiency and sustainable site practices to cutting edge design.
It's really truly inspiring to see, our carpenters, our HVAC installers, our plumbing guys like coming to us and saying, wow, this is truly like one of the coolest projects I've ever been part of. Thank you for everything that you're doing. And that wouldn't have been possible without a collaborative team working together, from our architects and Don Powers and all the folks at Union Studio and our contractors, every single person at Thrive who works tirelessly every single day in an uncompromising way and to make what's possible happen.
I think it's important for designers, planners to continue to challenge the status quo. I think it's not enough to say that a specific design decision or a specific material decision is doing less harm. We want to be asking, how can it do more good, or how can this actually do good? How can this be sustainable and beautiful?
I think the message here fundamentally to all builders and developers and architects is really that, number one, knowing that this is absolutely fundamentally possible, and number two, that the path to get there is collaboration, putting together the best team. What I'm really most excited about is just imagining all the people that are going to be living here and what gorgeous, truly sustainable, social, and equitable lives they could be living.